film, art, cosplay, games, and all things nerdy. There is nothing like Twin Cities Con. It's also a family-friendly event where you can meet your favorite celebrities, browse the vendor hall and artist alley for the coolest merch, watch celebrity Q&As, and even more. Twin Cities Con is bigger and better than ever before. Come see from Star Wars the Emperor himself, Ian McDiarmid, along with Anakin Skywalker, Hayden Christensen, John DiMaggio, who is Bender from Futurama, WWE Hall of Fame wrestler Sting, and Sunday only Grant Gustin from The Flash and Glee, plus more guests to be announced. 3 days of action-packed fun is in the heart of Minneapolis at the Minneapolis Convention Center. Tickets start at $40. Kids tickets are just $8 for the entire weekend. VIP tickets also available, including a 3-day weekend pass, plus some really cool VIP perks. Buy your tickets and get more information at TwinCitiesCon.com.
Have you ever met someone who not only can help you on a deep spiritual level, but also potentially change your life? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who travels the nation and lives right here in the Midwest. And she offers mediumship, mentorship, house and business parties, energy healing, palm readings, and so much more. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
Hi, this is Psychic Medium Deb. I cannot wait to hear from you. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
Greg Bakun here. Like you, I love good, fresh, delicious food. So I want to tell you about this treasure in Roseville called Maverick's Real Roast Beef. Maverick's has the best roast beef sandwiches I've ever had. Made fresh, every order. Add fries or onion rings dropped in the fryer when ordered, and you have a winning combination. Maverick's Real Roast Beef has a lot more than roast beef, so check out their website, mavericksbeef.com, or check out their restaurant on Lexington in Roseville.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host, guest, random reptoid, or chupacabra may not necessarily reflect those of AM 950 Radio, its affiliates, or its sponsors. Now, it's time to step into the unknown. There are things people experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in the corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us. Share your story, share your experience, because this isn't just your story, this is our story. This is GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And this is GhostBox Radio on AM 950, where every night we talk about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, and so much more. Today is Casual Friday. Thank you all for joining us. You know what that means. Give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind. 952-946-6205. And with me tonight over in Eden Prairie, manning the studio, we have Adam. And Adam, apparently the weather just doesn't exist anymore, does it?
No, because we're supposed to be doing what? 80 today, 12 tomorrow, 117 on Sunday, and then what? 3 on Friday of next week?
Is that why they don't record it for us anymore and put it before the start of the show?
It's literally Weather by Sybil coming up this week.
Yeah, no, I don't get it. Now, prior to the start of the program tonight, we had the news, and we had the news about the pig that was saved. That pig, without any video attached to it, that pig, and I'm not sure I know what he sounds like, but that pig sounded like Satan. That sound bite was just atrocious. It was just like screaming. And I was like, what on earth was that? Because I wasn't really paying attention as just some pig was being rescued for something. I think it was to do with Milton. And I was like, what on earth? I mean, and they kept playing it. This is ridiculous.
Well, it's also because they found that pig tied to something.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No, there have also been reports coming out of Florida of people leaving their dogs tied up to fences and abandoning them. Those people, should be no worse punishment for those people than we should tie them to poles and let them sit through a hurricane and see how much they like it.
Corporal Justice from
Or at least
Adam.
my justice.
Right, exactly. Adam's justice, Adam's law. No, but it is ridiculous. I mean, that's there is no excuse for that, especially when there are places set up during hurricanes for animals as well. So it's just, yeah, no, that's absolute cruelty. Linda Judd wants to know, Adam, what are you up to? What's going on?
What am I up to? Well, to steal a line from Cheers, my ideal weight if I were 11 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's an old George Wendt line, one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
Oh, that's good stuff. I love Cheers. I mean, you just dip into it every once in a while. It's like, no, this is still very good. It's still very funny.
It holds up. It's so fun.
It really does. Now, I think we established prior to the program tonight that neither of us saw the Northern Lights. So there's that.
What's that called? Light pollution?
It's called that we're too lazy to leave our house. Well, that's me at least.
That too, but I wanted to make it sound like I at least made an attempt. But no, I didn't. I forgot all about them. But my daughter's heading up to Waverly tonight to go peep him out with her grandfather. So she'll at least be able to see him. And she's a decent photographer, so I'll be able to see some cool pics later.
Waverly Hills?
No, well, I'm not committing her yet. Oh, wait, that's a sanitarium. Waverly Hills is a sanatorium. Completely different.
Yeah, well, yeah. There you go.
But one's in Kentucky, so sorry, Ernie.
Well, and I haven't had a chance. Like last night was Myth or Mystery, and that goes for 4 hours for some reason, even though it should be only an hour. And so I have no chance to get out there. I might see it because here's my plan for after the show. I plan on getting in my car, driving up to Quick Trip to get some cheese because I have chips and I want to make nachos.
Fair.
So maybe if it's around, I might see it, but I doubt I will. So
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like dead space out behind that Quick Trip there in St. Michael, so you might be able to see something.
There is actually. So you never know. With that being said, just looking at my notes here, because we have a jam-packed episode. It's just amazing, right? I don't think I told you. Maybe I did tell you. I was interviewed this week for a local newspaper. And
those still exist?
Wow, that's that. I hope they're not listening. Thank you for that.
No, I'm kidding.
Kidding. Yeah. Now that you hear,
no. I'm still one of the few people who read newspapers and magazines.
So there's and there. I'm not going to say the newspaper yet because in case they kill it, you never know. But we were over at in Northeast Minneapolis. That was a couple days ago. Over at a friend of mine. He has a great gallery called the Rogue Buddha Gallery, Nicholas Harper, and I call it macabre. I don't think he would agree with it, but his art is amazing. And so he was there. We chatted. I mean, because it's all about Northeast Minneapolis, which is kind of the area I grew up, and Nick and I actually went to grade school together. So we had a great day. In fact, we're going to be doing an event at the Rogue Buddha Gallery November 1st, because I was going to do Death Cafe with them, and that I couldn't do it originally. And so from there, we decided to go for November 1st to do an event over at Rogue Buddha. So I'll have more information for that because we're going to be talking about just my paranormal journey, but also play some evidence and recordings and stuff like that. So it's going to be a busy week because the day before, of course, is Halloween. And that's a monster that's coming up. That is a true monster coming up for us this year. And because you and myself, Shar, Kyle, Chad, who kind of made sure everything was running behind the scenes, we did so well at the Grand Garage that we're going to do a broadcast live from 300 Clifton Mansion on October 31st. And here's the thing. So for the last, 6 months, like I told you, Adam, and we've been telling the people at 300 Clifton, it's like, okay, we're going to go live from 8 to 11. And then one day I'm at the station and Chad just like, what do you think about going 7 to 11? And I'm like, well, I like that quite a bit, actually. So we are going to be doing a 4-hour broadcast from the 300 Clifton, starting at 7. And the same sort of thing as last time is that we are going to be investigating. But this time, if you go to 300clifton.com, you can buy tickets to take part and actually get into the investigation live on the air. So you're going to be able to join like Shar and the other investigators that we're bringing in, and we're going to be able to run that. But if that was not enough, because it may not be, we are also, you hear, if you listening on the radio, and we talk about this quite a bit. I do a show Thursdays that's separate from the radio show called Myth or Mystery, and we are going to be doing a live Myth or Mystery during that broadcast, bringing on the folks of Myth or Mystery, and we're going to be doing that. It's a panel show, paranormal panel show, and we're really excited about that. But if that's not even enough, Adam,
oh wait, there's more.
oh wait, there's more. Unless we don't have internet connection, then there'll be none. But then it'll just be Adam for 4 hours, which is nothing wrong with that. But we're going to also have a gentleman by the name of Ghost Inspector Greg, and he's been on Ghost Adventures, and he's been on a lot of things, and we're gonna be cutting to him throughout the night at the Forever Hollywood Cemetery in Hollywood, California. He has permission to be there, and he is going to be doing Spirit Box there. So we are going to be cutting back and forth with him during the night at some point, where we are going to be seeing if he's picking up anything. So we are kind of like went from last year to being like, yeah, we're doing this really fun investigation, to now like some sort of global broadcast that it makes the Beatles doing All You Need Is Love, back in 1967 as a triangulated broadcast around the world, makes that look small. So there's that. We have that going for us. So it's a lot, but it's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be a fun night. That's all I know, Adam.
Well, before you guys take off to 300 Clifton, before I get in here to run the board, can one of y'all do me a favor?
Nope.
Oh, of course not. I was just going to say, like, bring the coffee maker down here. so I can make it through everything.
Yeah. No, I mean, quite frankly,
This is going to be awesome.
Quite frankly, and this is not, because if it doesn't happen, it's not my department, right? But quite frankly, they should be furnishing you with some sort of, food, some snacks, a drink or something, just for your trouble, for, Dude,
you guys can leave me a Halloween candy bowl in here.
We should.
No candy corn though, just the Reese's.
Oh, that's, I think last week when we did that question of the week about the candy, what's your favorite candy? I think someone said candy corn. I just refused to read that on the air. So
I think there were a couple of folks who dug the candy corn.
Yeah,
and there are people who back into spaces in parking lots, so not everyone is okay.
I never understood that either. For those of you who do it, good for you. I mean, I don't have the patience.
No.
First of all. So anyway, Bruce says, I'm exhausted just listening to all the stuff you're cramming into a couple hours, days. I'm exhausted. I mean, I'm exhausted right now. So yeah.
And I'm just getting excited. You guys can go sleep. I'll run this. Me, Kyle, and Shar, we'll do this. You can go sit here at the board if it's already making you tired.
Oh, don't you worry your pretty little head over there. It's going to be just fine. But it's a lot of stuff, and I have about 3 other events before that. So it's
and I'll bring equipment here too, so in case we get anything like last year from the Grand Garage, where Shar's asking questions and having the laser grid blink off and on, and then some of the questions I have my REM pod answering. I will be bringing in a REM pod in case that happens again, which would be amazing if it does.
I have my REM pod going right now, so we'll see if that Just seeing if anyone wants to come through and say hi. They haven't. I had it going for Myth or Mystery yesterday. No one wanted to indulge, so that's fine too. So yeah, no, it's there's a lot of cool stuff happening here, and it's we're gonna really make October something. We're gonna really make Halloween something. So it's gonna be fun.
A blast. This is gonna be so much fun.
And once again, folks, if you are interested and you need something to do on Halloween, if you can get tickets to come down to 300 Clifton, because it's not only about our broadcast, which you can watch live and maybe take part in the investigation. They're going to be doing trolley tours all night. They're going to have hot dogs down there. You got to get a ticket, though, to get there. But it's going to be like a carnival atmosphere. It's just going to be really fun. It's going to be a lot of fun with it. And Norman and John, they're great. And I think that if you're looking for something to do, this is going to be great, because why wouldn't you want to do something around a refurbished, beautiful haunted mansion and then take trolley tours going around Minneapolis to all of the creepy locations that they have taken people to for years. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be great.
What I think we should do, though, for that is set a stationary camera up on that doll and see if that does anything at all. If it opens its eyes, if it decides to move. I think we should just set the doll with at least in a shot of one of the cameras and see what happens, because I think that doll will do tricks.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, right? I mean, we got so many cameras that we're gonna set up on Halloween. It's just gonna be crazy. Maybe it'll say your name.
Let's not go that far.
No, let's go that far. Let's explore that a little bit more. Let's that maybe that's something that we could really try to get to and see what happens.
Let's not stir that pot up more than it needs to. And my lights just got brighter in here.
Well, they did. Now, Linda, being the stickler that she is, she says, "Aren't the doll's eyes permanently open?" So if they do close, I don't know if they are permanently open, or I think that they might have been lazy, like the shut eyes.
Yeah, they got the shut eyes where if you move the doll, the eyes will open and shut. Because when we were there on the 30th, one eye was open, one eye was closed, and I spent like a good 3 or 4 minutes just being like, "Are you going to open the other eye? Because if you are, I'm out."
Well, and Shar says if that doll follows me there'll be issues. You don't have to worry about it. It's already there. Oh, I see what you're saying. If the doll follows me, there will be issues. I got it. All right. Well, that's between you and the doll, though. So, I mean, I'm not going to get involved with that. But it's, yeah, I mean, part of it, too. I mean, I held the doll for a whole broadcast. It didn't do anything to me.
I was about to say, the other doll didn't get jealous, did she?
Don't hurt me. Yeah, no, good.
And all I can think of is Clown Without Pity from Treehouse of Horror. Treehouse of Horror. The Krusty doll comes to life. It's a spoof of, oh my goodness, why can't I think of the Twilight Zone episode with the Dolly Talks a Lot?
I was thinking about the one where Homer gets a transplant of Snake's hair.
Oh, that's a great one.
They finally finish out by shooting it, and right before it falls out of the window, the strand of hair forms like a fist, and it's like, "I'll get you." Mm-hmm. I love it. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So, question of the week. We're gonna do that in the next segment. The question this week is whether you're I typed investor. That's great. Whether you're an investigator or someone who only watches the TV shows, what is your favorite piece of paranormal equipment? We're going to be talking about that. You can go ahead, put that in the comments if you want. You can also give us a call, 952-946-6205. We're going to be going through the answers we already have, and there's a lot more to get to. We just started Casual Friday. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950. Twin Cities Con returns to the Minneapolis Convention Center for the 4th year, November 8th through 10th. Twin Cities Con is a celebration of comics, toys, TV, film, art, cosplay, games, and all things nerdy. There is nothing like Twin Cities Con. It's also a family-friendly event where you can meet your favorite celebrities, browse the vendor hall and artist alley for the coolest merch, watch celebrity Q&As, and even more. Twin Cities Con is bigger and better than ever before. Come see from Star Wars the Emperor himself, Ian McDermott, along with Anakin Skywalker, Hayden Christensen, John DiMaggio, who is Bender from Futurama, WWE Hall of Fame wrestler Sting, and Sunday only Grant Gustin from The Flash and Glee, plus more guests to be announced. 3 days of action-packed fun is in the heart of Minneapolis at the Minneapolis Convention Center. Tickets start at $40. Kids tickets are just $8 for the entire weekend. VIP tickets also available, including a 3-day weekend pass, plus some really cool VIP perks. Buy your tickets and get more information at TwinCitiesCon.com. Greg Bakun here. Like many of you, I still collect physical books, and not just any books, but books about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, and so much more. I go to Megas Books and Herbs, located in the Arts District of Minneapolis, but books are only part of it. Megas Books and Herbs offers crystals, jewelry, herbs, oils, and consultations on how to use this stuff. Check out their in-store classes and events too. This place has everything to expand your horizons. Located at 1848 Central Avenue, Minneapolis, or visit megasbooks.com.
Reach your highest level of consciousness and well-being with metamorphosisconnections.com. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory of the best holistic and metaphysical practitioners to help you make your most informed choices. You can search metamorphosisconnections.com for classes, events, wellness and life coaches, plus metaphysical products and shops. You can also search for a wide array of healers from all modalities, including EFT, sound healing, energy healing, light therapy, ancestral healing, shamanic healing, reflexology, past life regressions, hypnotherapy, yoga, and more. And if you're not sure where to start, the search feature on metamorphosisconnections.com is tailored to help both those who know what they are looking for and those who are just starting. Come explore the possibilities for your higher self by visiting metamorphosisconnections.com. Their experienced practitioners can guide both beginners and those that are already on their spiritual journey. That's metamorphosisconnection.com, your link to direct you on your spiritual transformation.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And welcome back. It is Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio. My name is Greg Bakun. Thank you for joining us as we ease into the weekend. I hope that you all have some fun stuff planned for this weekend. Adam, what's going on over at the station?
All right. So if any of you noticed, because I made mention of it too on the air, it's like it got brighter in here all of a sudden. So during the break, I get up off my chair, go and check it out. And the slider has been moved back up on the dimmer.
And no one was in there to do that.
No, my wife is sitting in the other studio. She hasn't moved.
And now, so folks, for those who are watching the live stream, one of the things I said to Adam prior to the start of the show was you can see windows to Adam's right, and that's that's just the kind of the servers and everything else that keeps the station going. And I saw an orb go from the far end of the room over to going across the top of that lit monitor. So it's there's I'm glad that I'm not over there. That's all I can say. You know what we should do? We should call Patrick and let him know. I think he'd really appreciate it. I think he's in tomorrow.
Yeah, he's in bright and early tomorrow morning to do Connections Radio. So yeah, I will leave him a note.
Yeah, it's scary. You know what is happening here. Have a good day.
Oh, and by the way, with your powers, if you will, were you, because I know you did something for the station this morning, were you physically here in the station earlier today?
Absolutely, yeah.
That's why every time you spend time in this station, things will happen.
I had a dream a couple nights ago, walking down the hall. People don't know what we're talking about here, but in the station, you go down the stairs and there's a hallway that's kind of the whole length of the building, basically. And so you walk down and there's two doors. Second door is where you enter, where Adam is, and then go down is eventually where my office is. And then there's a storage room. And in my dream, I'm walking and there's this disembodied voice and this little girl says, "Who's here?"
Dude.
And And I'm just like, I was carrying stuff. And so this morning, because we did a live broadcast for the National Coming Out Day over at the Minneapolis Convention Center, I was here bright and early, and I'm walking downstairs. I'm the only one here, and I'm walking, and I'm just like, this is it. This is exactly like what the dream was. I didn't get a disembodied voice at all, but it was just like, this is exactly what I dreamt. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. So
Isn't
yeah.
that weird when it's like the exact same lighting and everything? You enter a room, it's like, yeah, I've been here before.
In that hallway, because I guarantee it's not this way at the moment, but it's when the lights are on, it's very bright.
Oh yeah.
And we do this to ourselves, because when I was doing the show from the station, like Adam is right now, we have the lights down about as either off or as low as they go. That's just how it is.
Yeah, I have the dimmer. I'll take it down to just about the very end, just so I can see the keyboard, so I can type messages to Greg.
And the weird thing is that the camera that Adam's using, the iris, I think it's set incorrectly, because everything looks a lot brighter than it actually is in the room.
Yeah, it really is, because it's a yellow tint in here of dimness.
Yeah, no, it's how him and I like it. I mean, we're on the same, and and the same thing too is like when I'm in the other studio, which is directly in front of where Adam is right now, that very same camera will be over there while he's running the board, and it looks like it's a pretty lit room. I don't have it lit in there at all either. It's like, no, we don't do that around here.
I think we save so much on the light bill for this show as compared to all the others.
We do. As I always laugh, because we are very different from everybody else in that building. We are very, very different. And
yeah, because like last Tuesday coming in, I filled in the afternoon before the vice presidential debates, because there was a station event. Lights are on, people are here, there's talking that you can see the person who's talking to you,
which we don't normally have. Yeah,
it's not a disembodied voice that we've both heard in here several times. It's a very different vibe.
It's like a live vibe, like people are living. Whereas it's not the case at all, where it's when we're there and when you're there right now with Danielle, it's just very dark and dare I say stagnant, really.
Oh yeah, and I'm glad there's no smoking in the building, because it smells like swamp gas in here tonight.
Yeah, we're going to talk to you about that. Sorry. So yeah, don't no lit anything. Okay, just yeah.
I'll save that for outside for sure.
Yeah, be lit somewhere else. Thank you, Bruce. Bruce says maybe if you had a digital recorder, you may have gotten the EVP. Bruce, we're recording right now. We're a radio show.
And we've caught EVPs on the recordings of this radio show before.
We have a couple times, including last time you picked up whistling.
Yeah, when we had Shar and Chad on talking about the event we had a couple of Mondays ago in with the 300 Clifton.
Absolutely. So that's going to be that was pretty cool. And then of course Miranda Richardson, when we had her on, or Miranda Young, Young. When she was talking about disembodied voices, we got disembodied voices. We got EVPs. So that's just kind of how that works. Linda says, I started having prophetic dreams of breakfast. Let me read that again. Linda says, I started having prophetic dreams of breakfast. Okay. Thank you.
You know what?
Exactly shaking, she says.
I've had prophetic dreams about breakfast as well. So, because then I would just get up and make it myself.
I have my dreams have become very memorable lately. Over the past 2 weeks, I've been dreaming very vividly, and I like it. I haven't had that in a long time. Bruce is saying earlier today when you're recreating your dream. Well, I wasn't recreating it, and I get your point. I appreciate it, Bruce. It was more of just that I was walking and realized that this was very similar to the dream, and we were getting ready for our broadcast. So I don't think anyone else in the room would have been, or in the building would have been, happy that I was taking so long, because I was trying to do a paranormal experiment. Linda says, most times I don't know what to eat for breakfast. Laugh out loud. This is Marconi Award-winning material that we're doing tonight, Adam. I'm just going to say that we're doing.
Well, earlier you were talking about your spelling error in the question of the week, and frankly, I kind of took that as because you're talking about equipment.
Yeah,
and that can be spendy. So I understood investor.
oh, yeah, yeah. It's certainly really is. And Linda, I hope you know I'm kidding. We're never going to win a Marconi, so it's okay. Stacy says maybe our extra moon is affecting dreaming. That's not a bad idea.
No,
I like that. I like that. That's good. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. So, have you ever had a dream about a Big Mac? Or sorry, no, I ruined my own joke. What is that? What is the Egg McMuffin? Ever have a dream about an Egg McMuffin or something?
No, not an Egg McMuffin, but do you remember the bagel breakfast sandwiches they used to have at McDonald's?
They have them back.
I may have to lift my self-imposed ban on McDonald's. I was trying to lose weight.
Yeah, no. Well, and that, I mean, this is breaking news in the Ronald McDonald community, but it is a fact that they are back. So
I loved those when I was in high school. Those were the best.
That's McDonald's. That's a free one for you that we just gave you. So just keep that in mind.
We're like Spider-Man. Everybody gets one.
Everyone gets one. Everybody. Is that that
was from the Spider-Man cartoon?
But there was also okay, because I think it was on one of the other type of shows that we watch, like American Dad. Also, like it might have been
yeah,
put in there as well.
Yeah, there was one of the Seth MacFarlane cutaways that had that. Yeah,
everyone gets one.
Yeah,
so
but no, that's originally from the Amazing Spider-Man cartoon.
So he actually said it in there. I just don't remember from the 60s. Oh, that's good. I've been meaning to go back to those. I love those as a kid.
Me too.
Those are really good.
I still watch the Batman 66 with Adam West and Burt Ward. I have a ton of those on my DVR that I'll just go back and watch randomly.
I got the Blu-ray set and I was all about that, and I ended up watching 2 episodes and never opened it up again. That's how I operate. It's not because I don't like it. It's just how I operate. I love physical media, but I don't seem to watch it as much as I should. So that's something. All right. So, question of the week. Whether you're an investigator or someone who only watches the TV shows, what is your favorite piece of paranormal equipment? So, folks, if you're not an investigator, but you've watched the shows, is there something that when they bring it out on screen that you're just like, ooh, I always want to see what these what they're going to do with that? Because there's always something that's interests you with that. I was very curious. Adam, let's start with you. What is yours?
I'm basic. The audio recorder. I absolutely just love going back and reviewing the audio.
Yeah.
I'm just a nerd like that.
Folks, you got to understand that Adam is quite the catch when it comes to being, if you want him on a paranormal team, because that's one of those positions that a lot of people don't want to do. So, someone who's actually very willing. But would it be different if someone else recorded it and they asked you to listen to it all, or that it's yours so that you kind of see what did you pick up? Does it matter?
I will listen and review anyone's evidence they want me to, because I feel in that case too, it's a fresh set of eyes and a fresh set of ears who wasn't there or predisposed to what was going on before to, have audio or visual pareidolia to, kind of actually see what's there or hear what's embedded in the recordings.
Well, Cheryl says analog recorder, which I have a few of those that I bring out, including I have one of those, not huge, but one of those a little bit larger reel-to-reel analog tape recorders that sometimes makes an appearance at an investigation, sometimes just makes an appearance at a table that I'm doing an event at. And let's see here. Let's see. Sarah says my own mind. Leanne says myself. Let's see. Chantel says flashlight method for questioning. I love the flashlight. I really do. When done well, which lately I haven't had the knack to set up the flashlight. For those who don't know, of like you get like a mag light flashlight, and it has like the screw top, and what you're doing basically is screwing the top just between on and off, basically. So if you put it down in the off position and you just touch it, it turns on. If you just touch it again, it turns off. The theory behind that is that spirit is going to be able to manipulate that. And so when you can get it and it's answering your questions and you're in sync, that's pretty amazing. Let's see here. Shar says, myself, but I do love dowsing rods. You're very good at those. And then she says, what's your thoughts on the Jacob's Ladder? And the whole thing about the Jacob's Ladder is that I had a picture of it when I put up the post. And the idea behind the Jacob's Ladder is that you have that running, and that's a way to create energy. And the theory is that it could manifest spirits.
I was actually going to ask you about that, because I've seen it before on other shows where people use it. It's like, what is the purpose of it? So thank you for explaining that to me.
Absolutely. And I remember seeing it on an episode of Ghost Adventures where, it was getting really overwrought. The Jacob's Ladder was getting overwrought, and you have Aaron, dude, he's just like freaking out. He's getting he's matching the energy level with the Jacob's Ladder. It's just like, geez. And it's really interesting to see him, not to see him. That's never interesting. It's really interesting to see like that thing just going crazy, and who knows how many hours they were recording to get to that one piece. But I would love to try it. I mean, it looks dangerous, but I'd love to try it all the same.
Now that you've explained it, yeah, I think that would be a really neat experiment to give a shot to.
We should do that. Moni says pendulums, which I love pendulums, and I think I'm pretty good with them. Dowsing rods is what I'd like to get better with. Let's see here. Bobby J. Gallo, who's been on the show before. At the moment, it would have to be Gary Galko's crosshair thermal detector. I don't think I'm familiar with that. Is that familiar to you, Adam?
No, I haven't heard about that, but maybe we should get Gary back on the show so we can send you one.
Well, he has to respond to my emails first, but yeah, I would agree.
That would be neat. I would like to look that up.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look at that. Before we go to break, one more, then we'll pick this up again. Dina says Estes, meaning the Estes method. All right, folks. I'm gonna give you my opinion on the Estes method. Basically, the Estes method is someone with a spirit box. They put on headphones, and so they're only hearing the output from the spirit box, where normally everybody else would be hearing it in the room. And they would also be sensory deprived, so they would have like like some sort of way of covering up their eyes. They have the headphones on, so they shouldn't be able to hear. And so the idea would be, if say that Adam is covered up and he's using the spirit box, that I would be asking questions. He would not be able to hear me ask the questions, but spirit would. So spirit would answer in the spirit box, and then Adam would tell me what he's hearing. And the hope is that it matches up to the question I'm asking. And I think that's a cool idea. But what I've found over time is that we would do these at events, and the whole night, nothing would happen. It would be very wonderful, good spirits, literally, and nothing nasty or anything. And as soon as somebody put on the headphones that we don't know and covers up their eyes and stuff, foul language would be what they would say that they're hearing, or very explicit in some way, or just like totally anachronistic to what the whole night's been. And I just find that people use that, or can use that, as a way just to kind of be rude, because it'd be rude about people in the room and stuff. And I don't know. I don't find that to be great. If you're going to do that, I'd definitely do it with people that you trust, not at events and stuff. So I had to get off my soapbox about the Estes method. And I actually do a show once in a while with somebody and who's really into it, and we try it, and these are people I trust, so that's not a big deal. But it's the Estes method, and we're going to see it a couple times in this list, is really not my favorite thing at all.
You know what? I would like to do a different spin on the Estes method. And here's the spin I would like to do on it. I would like for the spirit box and whoever is holding the spirit box to be separate from the question asker. So let's say you're doing a house and you have the question asker in one room, but the person with the open spirit box in another getting the answers.
And we did that for the 18 minutes presentation. We called it, Ashar called it, the reversed Estes method. And the part of the thing, and I'm going to quote Shar on it because it was her idea, and it was her.
So
her
apparently
reasoning.
I have no real fresh ideas because I didn't know about this and it was Char's idea.
Right, exactly. And it's good to find that out on the air.
Yeah.
Publicly. But the thing about that though is like the whole thing is it's like it was created so that people could be involved, not just one person being completely like doing their own thing. And that's what, just trying to inclusivity when it comes to these events and stuff. So we need to get to a break here. So why don't we go ahead and do that? I have more to read. Anything on your mind, folks, give us a call, 952-946-6205. We are in the middle of Casual Friday, and we have more to get to. So you're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950.
Are you one of thousands of individuals who know you have psychic abilities but don't know how to tap into your higher self? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who offers classes that can help you reach your goals. Refined Divine holds classes Monday and Thursday at her 2 locations and via Zoom. Classes consist of manifestation, learning psychic abilities, shadow work, and healing trauma. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
This is Psychic Medium Deb. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
Greg Bakun here. I love historic tours of Minneapolis and seeing everything it has to offer. But if you know me, I like to include a little spooky in my tours, which is why I found the perfect combination. Minneapolis Trolley Tours does this amazing candlelight ghost tour that you have to check out. It's an extremely immersive experience. It's a trolley trip that starts out at a haunted mansion, traveling around Minneapolis locations exposing ghost stories that the public and business owners would rather left untold. Then a tour of the aforementioned haunted mansion where ghosts of past residents from the 1800s reside, plus a lot of surprises to discover. Next, experience Gertrude's After Hours. Did I mention Gertrude is the mansion's most famous ghost? Maybe she'll show up. And you finish up the tour at Gertrude's Lounge in the haunted basement of the mansion with refreshments and Q&A. The trolleys are climate controlled and the mansion is restored to perfection. Check out MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for more information. What you wear is important. It should be fun, creative, and expressive of your own personality. At Grady Gear Company, we believe that clothing is more than just fabric and threads. It's a form of self-expression and a way to stand out from the crowd. Grady Gear is more than just a clothing brand. We're a community. We're here to inspire and motivate you to embrace your true self. We are a locally owned small business who do custom clothing orders too. Find us at GradyGearCompany.com.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And it is Casual Friday. Thank you for joining us. My name is Greg Bakun, and we're here to help ease you into the weekend, making things a little bit more fun and lighter than like this week, our conversations about exorcism and moon bases and stuff, they were really good.
I liked the moon base one.
That was really good.
That was sweet.
Constance Victoria Briggs, yeah, she was really something I want to talk about. Monday, I'm going to have on Philip Shorey, and something really interesting is coming to Minneapolis on October 25th, and it's called Curse of the Vampire Orchestra. And what's happening is the Curse of the Vampire Orchestra performs a live accompaniment to the classic film Nosferatu, a symphony of horror, which was from 1922. The orchestra's conductor, Philip Shorey, composed the music played by the group. Through this fresh score, the film is reinterpreted with Shorey's use of classic orchestral instrumentation, industrial percussion, electronica, and a full choir. I mean, this sounds really cool. And Philip is going to be on the program Monday, which is really interesting because we're going to talk about it. Normally, we bring people on so that they can promote it and people can buy more tickets. This thing is almost sold out. This thing is like it's doing really well. But we're going to have 2 tickets. We're not going to give them away Monday, but you join us Monday so you can hear all about this fantastic production. And then we're going to be giving away 2 tickets to this probably be by that point sold out event a week from tonight. That is going to be really cool. It's over at the Women's Club, and it's this is going to be a really incredible time. I am just really excited about this.
That sounds like, and no pun intended, because it's going to be the orchestra. That sounds like it's going to be really, really cool. Just because the music and the score can give a whole new feel to the flick as well when it's being played. So I think that's what's going to be really neat about it.
And the Women's Club, Minneapolis, it's a very haunted location, and we're already talking to see if they would be open to doing events there. So we're all about that, and we're going to be doing more events. And what's really fun about that, especially after the ones we've been doing, Chad, who owns AM 950, he's all about it. And it's not about because it's not a moneymaker. It's more about just getting people to experience these things, and that's what I'm really excited about, to get into locations that maybe that not a lot of people have been able to get to, and really be able to give people the opportunity to investigate unique locations like we did over at 300 Clifton, which was pretty cool.
That was astoundingly fun.
It was
so good.
It was good, and going to that apartment building was, I wouldn't say as far as life-changing, but it was beautiful. It was a beautiful experience. And
the spirit box session there in the hallway, that to me was one of the coolest things I've ever experienced, because these are spirits where nobody, unless you live in that building, nobody gets in there. This is a residency where people live, so nobody's going in there. We were lucky enough, thanks to John and Norman, to be able to get in there for 30 minutes, 35 minutes, something like that. But Greg turns on the spirit box after a little coaxing, because he's like, I don't want to bust anything else. I'm like, dude, do the spirit box. So he pulls it out begrudgingly. And initially, the first few responses we got, honestly, were kind of sassy or snarky.
Yeah, they were.
And then everybody in the group was like, no, we're coming here to get your story. We want to talk to you. We want to show you respect. We want to show you love. And then the responses changed from being snarky to answering questions.
Yeah.
That was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had, and literally was like maybe a half an hour.
It's amazing how quick it was. And the thing about that too is I didn't want to bring out the spirit box. A couple of reasons, because I didn't want to, because it's loud, but I decided not to use the external speaker, which made it just perfect. Actually, really worked out well. I also wanted other people to experience investigating, but it's like, okay, we can do this. And my favorite was, there's a lot of good things that happened in that session. And then we just said to the person who looked, they tried to say he committed suicide, but it was clearly murder. That I said, you are loved, and through the spirit box we just hear back, I love you.
Yeah, that was cool, and that was towards the very, very end of it.
Absolutely. So that was really pretty amazing, and we really had a good time with that. Meanwhile, while we were doing that, Shar and Lisa are in another room crossing over a spirit. So it's just kind of like it was just like you said, it was only like 30-35 minutes at tops, but yet here we are having these extraordinary these moments that I don't think anyone really expected. I personally was like, we're only going to be in there for a little bit, so don't get too excited, don't expect too much. And we got some really just incredible things happening to us, and that it is truly pretty awesome. That was good stuff,
and it made it with the entire trip and the entire price of the ticket for that 30 minutes worth it right there.
Yeah, no, it was it was incredible. So we were thrilled that we were able to have those opportunities, and we are trying along with the station to do more. We really are, and I'm excited about that because I think we have the opportunity to do some more things and hopefully get into places that not everyone has gone into. So it's cool. Linda says, Greg, you and your friends offered a great service to the spirits. And, I'm trying not to sound egotistical when I say it, but that is just what we do. And I mean the idea of that we went in there with people that, may not understand the way we do things, but they caught on real fast about we're here not to get sensationalized responses from spirits. We were there to get, we didn't know what we're going to get, but as soon as we realized, and like Shar and Lisa in the other room, as soon as they realize that they need someone to help, that's what they do. And Shar says, what an impact 30 minutes of open minds and hearts can do. And that's exactly it. Not going in there to like provocate or anything like that. And that's a building that you could do that very easily if you're not of the right mind, because of everything that happened there, that you may want to try to get to the darkest part of it. But we wanted to just say, we know that no one's ever been in here to talk to you, and this is what we're doing. So it was great. And then Linda says, wow, what a change in attitude for the ghosts to be nice. They just and they were very apprehensive at first. And the one who they tried to make look like a suicide, it was a hate crime. And we were trying to explain, and it's hard to explain because what we wanted to say is that doesn't happen anymore, but clearly it does. But we're hoping to be like that. We have evolved a little bit since then. It's not, that there is more, equality than it was back in his time. And I think he was picking up on that. I think he understood that, though, because we were also very clear. We still have a long way to go. But we hope that because of what ended up happening to you, your sacrifice, that it helps move us along as a civilization as well, hopefully. So,
and I really think that resonated with the spirit that was there communicating. I really do, and I think we had a couple of them in there too that it resonated with.
I think so. It's beautiful. And, I know that people go to some of these investigations because they want to have certain type of responses and whatnot. And that's, you do you, that's fine. But this is what I much rather do, is like, we have meaningful conversations that hopefully changed a life in the afterlife, changed a way that they think, and maybe understand that what happened to them wasn't completely in vain, that they and that they are not forgotten. And like I said to them, you are loved, you are not forgotten, and you're loved. And that's our ideology when it comes to paranormal investigation, speaking with spirits. So,
and hopefully it changed the mind and the hearts of some of the living too. Granted, though, that group there that night, that group clicked very well together.
They did.
So, that's what I love about your and Char's events, when you take people who aren't into the paranormal and you can show them a proper way of doing this.
Just being respectful, right? That's all. That's all we want to do.
Respect goes a long way, no matter what plane you're on.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the number one thing we always tell people is when you're speaking to spirit, your please and thank yous and the respect there, let alone to just listen to what they're saying. And it's like, for people who've used Spirit Box before, it's like listening to, like, you're trying to tell us to listen to a conversation on a Spirit Box with all that white noise and all that disconcerting movement of sound. Like, yeah, absolutely, that's what I believe we should be there for. And not everyone's there, and that's fine, but that's what, if I'm going to do it and I have a feeling, Adam, you're doing it, that's what we'd rather be doing. That's how we'd rather approach it ultimately.
Oh, absolutely.
It's incredible. Yeah. We're hoping to get into some more places. And I think I saw Carla on here at one point. I don't know if she still is, but there's a location that she has in mind for us to talk to about a location for an event. And so, I mean, this is, I couldn't expect it to be better than what we're having right now in terms of people who want to help us get in, because we all want to do the same thing. So it's cool. It's really neat. I'm very blessed with that. So that's more to come, I hope, and here's the thing. To us, this isn't just, as you all know, if you listen, this isn't like we're done October 31st. This is year round for us. This is, we talk spirit, we talk to spirit. This is all the time. This is our lives. This is how we exist. So, when you see that there's an event in January or February, that's because spirits want to talk all the time. And these are things that we are going to be able to do more of. So, yeah, that's that. And Adam, I think that works out well. And before we head out for the weekend, any more lights turn on or off or anything? You good over there?
Everything's been okay over here so far. Fingers crossed that nothing else happens after we go off the air and I'm trying to edit this. Well,
you got Danielle to protect you. So,
well, yeah, I've got that. But last week, trying to edit the show, technical glitch. After we all started to go away, like we were talking about on the show Friday with the technical glitches with this spare moon we've got going on, one of the recorders didn't catch the last 5 minutes of the show.
All right. Well, we're running out of time here. So join me Monday. We're going to have Philip Shorey on. We're going to be talking about the Curse of the Vampire Orchestra performing a live accompaniment to the classic film Nosferatu, a symphony of horror. We have a lot of other great guests next week. Thank you for joining us this week, and we'll see you Monday.
I'm standing up for the middle class. Tom Hartman here on the Progressive Voice of